Hello, this is Sabina at Crosskeys Crafts. It's December the 9th, and today, apologies, it's a very late video. It's already 9:30. I had so many things to do today. Did a bit of Christmas shopping and I had work to do. So it is, as I said, it's a late video, and I did not film taking this die out of my homemade advent calendar. If you haven't watched the beginning of the series, I have made my own advent calendar by putting dies into a box that I haven't used at all, or that I've only used once. And for today, it's this little rabbit die, and it also came with a chair, but I didn't use this one. This rabbit die was all the rage on a Facebook page that I followed in the summer, which is called Clean and Simple Card Making or something like that. And yeah, I saw it used so many times, I thought I would like to have a go at it, so I ordered it. But as I said, with other things, with other dies, I think I really need this one, and once it arrives, I don't really use it. So this time I thought, yeah, I'm going to use this now, and this is why it went into my advent calendar. When I saw these cards using this, one I particularly liked was a rabbit sitting in a frame. So I picked two of my nesting dies, and I hadn't used these really yet. So I put these two together to cut this frame out, and the inner I can obviously use for another card. I just wanted to use a different shape than I normally would. Obviously I could have used a square or even a circle. The background is a card I made last year. I had loads of embellishments or ephemera to go on these backgrounds, but I didn't use all the backgrounds, so I thought I might just as well dig this one out and use it today, because I think the white pattern goes with the white frame. I cut out the rabbit out of white cardstock, and I also cut it out of glitter cardstock, because this is another idea that I saw on this Facebook page, which was this little rabbit dressed up. So I cut it again in the glitter cardstock, and I used my fine scissors. As I said yesterday, I like to use my nail scissors, and I just cut it off there to create a jumper. And I cut the sleeves a bit short to make obvious that these are actually sleeves. I haven't stuck this down yet because I just want to show you the back before I tell you what else I've done with this. I have just put some foam strips on these. These are just the ordinary sellotape rectangles, and I cut them into really fine strips, and then they can sit behind the feet and behind the ears there. So I've left this off because this will sit on the frame. Alternatively, you can cut another rabbit and just cut it off there and cut off the feet and just use that to stack it on. But I just decided to use the foam strips. You can obviously put some glue behind where you don't have the foam strips, but I'm not too bothered. So I'm just trying to sit this down without it sticking down too early. There we go, and then I can release the feet, and this one now sits really nicely in the frame. I wanted him to look a bit like a Santa, although he looks more like it's just a Christmas outfit. And I wanted to give him a little hat, and I thought, yes, I've got this die which came with a snowman hat, and it was only until I had it in my hands that I realised, no, this is way too big. But this is another little tip. I just cut this down just halfway there, and I cut a bit off the top and a bit off the bottom to make it actually fit. And I think it's not too bad, the fit there. I hope you can see the light's not that good this time of day. And so this is my tip for you. Just use what you have. Use the dies. You can always cut them down to create something different. This embossed the die embossed a little eye and the nose here, but the eye was getting a bit lost underneath the hat. So what I did was I put a bit of my, just let me show you, of my Dovecraft 3D Pearl Effects black, so it's like Nouveau drops. I put a bit on a piece of scrap paper, and I used a toothpick to actually dab into this and just put a dot down there. I did the same with the nose, but then the nose looked a bit like a moustache, so I also used a very fine pen to create the mouth there, which I think is really cute. Then the other thing I wanted to show you, on the side of the jumper, and I made another sample here, I actually painted the side of the white cardboard red to make it look more even and to make it look like he's actually wearing the jumper and the jumper's not on top of him. I don't know if you can see it here, but this is why I created the sample. I think it makes such a difference. I just used my red alcohol marker, and I think, yeah, so it makes a difference to colour this in there, and it looks much neater then. And then I die cut this sentiment from, this is metallic cardstock. I wanted to use the same as this one, but I found I didn't have any left. There were no scraps. I had a different cardstock, which was more like paper, but my die would not cut properly out of this. I tried the technique that I told you about, where you put some of this packaging foam underneath and you try to die cut it, but I wasn't successful. And that's another tip from me: if you're not successful with certain cardstock and you don't desperately need this cardstock, it's worth dismissing it. Just scrap it and find an alternative rather than making your life miserable. So I just went for this shimmer cardstock, but it's a similar red, so it goes nicely with the jumper here and the hat, and it also goes nicely with the red dots in the background. Yeah, I think this is all I need to tell you about this. As I said, I didn't use the little stool, but I'm not too fussed about this. So at last I have used my little rabbit, and as you can see, rabbits are not just for Easter, they can be used for Christmas as well. So I'll have to think about who this card goes to, and I see you tomorrow, definitely earlier than today, for the Christmas card, or for the greeting card. It might not be a Christmas card, for December the 10th. If you like this kind of video, you might want to give me a like, and you also might want to subscribe to see more of my videos. Thank you very much.